This is Jewell Loyd. Most of you guys know me as a WNBA champion, an Olympian, college dropout, but let's add storyteller to that list. I'm bringing my amazing community, my experiences to you and everyone across the world. Welcome to The Warehouse.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to The Warehouse. I'm Danny. We got the Mamba. And today, we have a very special guest. We got LA basketball royalty in the building today. Accolades like crazy. Milestones he's hit like crazy. We got a 6-time All-Star, 3-time All-NBA, a 25,000-point scorer. And you better tuck your chin when you come in the hood because Debo's coming through. We got DeMar, DeRozan in the building, the warehouse.
Thank you.
Let's go.
Thank
you. Thank you so much for having me.
Absolutely.
I mean, speaking of Debo, a lot of times you get nicknames from your community. How'd you get that nickname?
Yeah, from my community. In middle school, I was sixth grade. I got in a fight with a guy that was a bully. He was a bully, like, on the basketball court, and we got in a fight. And the whole thing came about because somebody yelled out, said, "I beat dude up like I was Debo," and it just stuck from there. Like, You know what I mean? That was like the talk of the school for that whole day. Was like, man, DeMar beat dude up like he was Debo, and it was just like it just stuck. Like from like teachers, friends, and it was so crazy because even how I even got to the lead, it used to trip me out because people you really had to know me to call me that. Like that was like my intimate nickname.
Yeah.
Like somebody called me that, we got a relationship. I know you. We from the same city. We from the same place. So for it to translate over to the league, it took me a while to get used to people calling me that because I'm like, where do I know you from? You know what I mean?
Right.
So, but yeah, I got it from 6th grade, getting into a fight.
Wow.
I mean, we're really big on community, and so that's funny that something like that, like you said, like when you have a name like that, that comes from people who know you, right? So it's like if you don't know me, like don't really call me that because you don't know where I'm from, you don't know my roots,
exactly.
Can you actually dive into your roots, right? I think. Talk about just the strength and the resilience it takes to come from where you're from.
Yeah, it's really unique for me because my mom is from Compton, California, born and raised. My whole entire family on my mom's side is from Compton. My dad is from a small town in Louisiana called Vidalia. So he met my mom when he came out to LA at a young age. They ended up having me. So me growing up in Compton in such a tough environment, it was unique for me because every summer I used to drive with my dad down to Louisiana. We used to drive, get on the road 2-3 days, and I go to the middle of the country where they still was boiling water to take baths, where it was like roaches the size of your thumb running around, mosquitoes looking like bats. Like it was like so I used to always hate going to the country, but it used to give me such a insight on being from a city and seeing the country and seeing both sides of where my parents was from gave me a different type of grind because going back to the country, I used to think we had it hard growing up in Compton, but going back here where there's no sidewalks, everybody in the city know each other. They grew up with each other. I remember my dad took me to a cotton field and I seen what a cotton field looked like. So the perspective on life was always like both sides of the extreme that I had to learn from, and I always try to carry that over to, sports.
Yeah.
And it kind of just gave me my imagination to kind of feel free to get away from, the environment I was in. But to have those two different dynamics is what kind of molded me, gave me a different type of empathy growing up, for real.
Speaking of sports, so growing up, was basketball love at first sight for you?
Yeah, I would say sports, just period. Like my dad played football, but my mom would never allow me to ever touch football.
Yeah.
That's how
you know what I mean? Like that's how it always was.
Yeah.
But I always was so every Sunday, I used to look forward to Sundays because me and my dad would just sit there and watch football all day on Sundays. Monday Night Football. I remember being a kid, I used to have to go with him to his friend's house, and we used to watch all the Mike Tyson fights, boxing.
Mm-hmm.
I was a boxing fan. I was just so into sports, being around my dad, because that's what my dad always enjoyed. But, you know, basketball was the one that kind of gave me like my ultimate connection to have like an imagination that I can lean on. You know what I mean? Like I think I told this story one time before. Like I remember watching the game with Cole play Utah and he shot the air balls. Like I cried. Like I was a little kid and I cried because it's like, yo, why?
Yep.
And like I used to always rock a fro like Cole. You know what I mean? Like even Jordan watching, you know, Space Jam, sticking my tongue out, trying to jump from the free throw line. Like basketball was that ultimate imagination that I could lean on as a kid, and it just gave me my love for the game. Like my dad, we used to have these VHS tapes that hours and hours just used to watch all the 80s basketball, 90s basketball. And like that was like my study guide to the game. So I used to always try to emulate these same type of players, and you know, it just gave me a love for the game.
Definitely. I mean, I said the same thing when we were talking to Jared, like watching him go against, you know, Evanston, he loses, I'm like crying, I'm throwing up, you know, I'm like impacted by, you know, the game so much, and like having that creativity of basketball is I find it so fascinating because I grew up playing tennis, and like it was great, I loved it, but it wasn't the creativeness. I couldn't do, it wasn't appropriate to be, you know, throwing between your legs and having the flair, right? It's still controversial now, but in basketball, you could do whatever. And it's like, man, that stuff is tight. Like that's, like you're watching the crossovers and the swag. And I might have not known the why behind all the moves, but I'm like, I want to do that.
For sure.
I want to look like that. You know?
It's so captivating, like just basketball. And once you realize the camaraderie that comes with it, of meeting somebody, and you just, all of a sudden, you got a new group of 6, 7, 8 friends because y'all going out there doing the same type of thing. Like, to me, basketball was just a beautiful, you know, circle of life that you could kind of lean on, especially for me, because it was like my escape from the streets too. You know what I mean? It was like, that was the one time with no matter how much chaos was going on, I could go to the park and play to the sun go down, you know, and cry leaving the court when it was time to go home. You know what I mean? So like the game is something special. Like, and I always tell kids this now. Like, I think a couple years ago, I remember I went to Paris. We played a game in Paris, and I took all my kids there, and I had a moment there. I took my kids to the Eiffel Tower, and I just had a moment there, like, yo, like basketball brought me here. Me playing basketball brought me here, like to Paris. Like I never would have thought I'd be in Paris, let alone like the realization of like a basketball did this for me that I could share with my kids, and seeing my daughter and my son, you know, in front of the Eiffel Tower. It's like, oh my God, like this, like basketball did this.
This ball
you know?
brought me.
Like this ball brought me here to do something like this that, you know, 20, 30 years, when they look back at it, it's going to mean so much. You know what I mean? So that's why I always try to tell people, like, when you love something, it can take you so many places without you knowing.
Was there like a clicking moment where you're like, coming up, you're hooping, and obviously you're probably better than all your competition, but like, was there a moment where you're like, this game, as you mentioned, you take it pairs, but like this game can actually change everyone's life, not just mine, but my family's, my community's life?
It's for me, it started step by step. Like I remember being in high school in my gym. I remember we played a game in my gym one time, packed gym. It was raining. The floor started leaking. And they was threatening to stop the game. And I remember we found we folded like a towel into like a corner shape and set it on that part on the floor. And we just played around it. So the game wouldn't stop. You know, to where I say that to say, I remember playing at another school an hour away from my high school that has AC in it. I'm like, damn, it's cold in here. Y'all got AC? Like, and it's like, damn, basketball brought us to a nice gym. You know what I mean? Like, so it took steps from that, from nice gyms to having ACs to now you got bleachers, now you got breakaway courts, now you got glass ceilings, now you got a shot clock. Like it's like the step by step is what made me have the belief that I needed. And it finally got to a point where like I could go to college, like I could play at my college, like now I could go to now you start to look at the NBA and all this other stuff as being a possibility. But for me, I was just enjoying the next thing to ultimately it get you to the point to where like you're in the league. Like I still have moments now being in the league to where it'd be like, damn, this brought me here. Like, it being at the free throw line, you see 20,000 people, and it's like, yeah, I could affect everybody's emotions right now by making this free throw. You know what I mean? It's like, it's incredible.
That's so sick.
Yeah.
That's so sick.
Yeah, college. I know you have questions about college. Go ahead, Danny.
I mean, I'm like a hoop nut, man. Like, I watch things. I have references. I'll tell Jewell, you watch this game. You remember this guy? She'll be like, who?
No clue.
What, you don't know that? So we were talking about it. We were chopping it up. We're like, everybody knows DeMar playing in the NBA.
Yeah.
Right? But like, I don't know if it's just me, but not a lot of people really talk about your college tenure at USC. And looking back, you guys won like the Pac-10. Pac-10 tournament.
And what's crazy about that you even say that, because I always go back to a reference of college for what a lot of people, especially a lot of guys that's coming up. Like, I struggled in college. My first 2 months, I was sitting there like, damn, I might have to come back for another year. Like, I'm not gonna be able to go pro. Like, I was terrible. Like, I literally, like, it's the first time where everybody's stronger than you. Just as fast, everybody jump high.
Yeah.
Like, the adjustment of it was something very unique, and the structure of it was there that I wasn't used to. I remember my first practice, college coach, having that college coach player experience, yelling at you, talking crazy, and it's like, yo, this is normal? Like, you know what I mean? Like, getting used to that. Like, it kind of broke me down, but I needed to be broken down to understand how I could build myself back up. And it wasn't until the second half of my college career where I just figured it out. Everything clicked for me, and we needed to win a Pac-10 tournament to get into the NCAA tournament.
You guys were a bubble team.
Yeah, we had to win every game. I remember the meeting we had, like, only chance we got to win every single game. You know what I mean?
It was like a storybook ending.
Yeah. So we go into it, and it was like at this point, like, I had the utmost confidence because everything I went through that year of feeling like, I was knocked down, everybody questioned me questioning myself, to me having that one good game, second good game. Oh, I could do this. I could figure this out. And it turns in an ad, and we, ultimately lost in a tournament. But from there, I was like, I'm going, I got it now. You know what I mean? So.
Yeah. And you had some pretty cool teammates too. Yeah, you were rocking with Taj Gibson,
Vooch.
Yeah, not a lot of people know. Hey, not a lot of people know Vucevic played with this guy too.
Vooch was there. Barely spoke any English. Vooch was there. It was great. Taj, even though we played together for just in college, one of my all-time favorite teammates of all time. Man, we don't talk every day, but if he walked in this door right now, you would think we talked.
It's like
every single day.
That's the best relationships to have.
Yeah, like he embraced me when I stepped on that campus, like a real vet should do. A young guy coming in.
Yeah. So you went to USC and you committed there, but like for LA, you go to USC, but why not UCLA? Is there a story behind that?
Yeah, I couldn't stand it. It was too like.
That's pretty
like I ain't gonna lie. It was
easy enough.
It was too bougie for me. Like it
like
was
Westwood
like
was
Westwood.
too much.
Yeah.
Y'all got ice cream places open all night. It was just too bougie for me.
Yeah.
Like I remember taking like an unofficial visit, and I was just like, it's just too bougie for me. You know what I mean? Now when I go to SC, it's like, you off campus, you right in the hood.
Yeah.
You 15 minutes from Compton. Like, it was more fitting. But also, I looked at it like, damn, everybody wants to go to UCLA at this time. Everybody wanted to go there. And for me, I want to kind of start a different trend of like, SC was more of a football school.
Yeah.
And my same mindset while I stayed at Compton High, it was like, yo, this is where I'm from. I don't want to go nowhere else. I could have went to Oak Hill. I could have did this, but it's like,
sick.
Let me just stay home and build up my high school and the community where I'm from and get a belief with this. It was hard at first, but that was always my ambition that I had as a kid.
It's really relatable to you.
It is.
Because Jewell went to high school, Niles West High School.
Yeah.
Were you recruited by other high schools?
Yeah, I could have gone Loyola. Like, I was legit
Loyola
taking
Academy?
summer school classes at Loyola. Like, I was ready. I was not going to go to Niles West. And like the week before school started, I transferred back to Niles West. And it was the same thing. Like, I can't leave my community. I can't leave my friends. Like, the city and who basically helped me get to where I'm at. I can't just leave them. Like, it didn't make sense to me. And like knowing that the impact of going to Dallas West, changing the basketball culture, changing the sports culture was like, that was impactful. And like, that's still, being talked about today. My brother did it and watched him do it and the impact it had on everyone else. I'm like, I got to go back home.
I mean, and you ended up getting your jersey retired.
Yeah, man. That was the best.
It all worked out. That's the best way. Same way.
Yeah.
And it's more, looking back on it, it was the best decision I could make. You know what I mean? Staying here, knowing like this is where I'm from. I wouldn't want to give this nowhere else where I'm not from. So, yeah, that was why I stayed at SC too, to where it's like, yo, ain't many guys came through here like at UCLA.
Yeah.
Well, let me be one that kind of set the trend and kind of changed the dynamic of it. And that was my view.
Yeah, especially at that time too, because like late 2000s, obviously you had guys like Nick Young come out and everything, and you were another big name who came out.
Yeah,
but now you look at
OJ Mail.
How could you forget him? How can you forget, man? High school legend OJ Mail.
Man,
I know.
His mixtapes are crazy.
My God, yeah. He don't get enough credit either. Talk about
he was
OJ.
Nice.
OJ was incredible.
Yeah,
incredible.
We gotta give him a pod. Because the people
He's got to
give people their flowers now.
He definitely got a story.
He got a story. He was like a 20-point scorer his rookie year.
Yeah.
He was so nasty on the Grizzlies.
Yeah.
That needs to be told.
But early USC, you get like 1 or 2 stars, right? And obviously UCLA, they had like that run. They had like the Jordan Farmar team. They had the Russell Westbrook, Kevin Love teams. And now you look at USC, everyone's trying to go there now. So I feel like you kind of set the trend.
Yeah, I mean, I hope so. You know what I mean? I really hope so. I really try to advocate for, guys to go there. One, it's a beautiful city. If you're not from here, I don't see how you can't go to the campus and not want to go there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's prime. You're down the street from Staples Center. Everything here, the stars here. You see how many stars go support the women. You know what I mean? It's incredible. That's incredible. So to me, I don't see why you shouldn't, especially if you from here, you're a top player, you should definitely go to SC.
Yeah. And you still go visit and work out with the guys or even the girls. I know you worked out with Juju before.
I just was there the other day. I was just there the other day working out. They give me the key whenever I want to go up there. It's crazy. I had the opportunity having the weight room named after me.
Awesome.
So
it's a big accomplishment.
It is.
Yeah, so
very big accomplishment.
It's dope. Yeah, they definitely show a lot of love, and I appreciate that.
Yeah, that's the tight knit community right there.
You need it. I mean, somewhere along the line, like you've asked for help, someone's giving you help. Your community, whether it's the person who opened the gym for you, give you the key, whoever that is, like no one's got anywhere by themselves.
Yeah.
No.
So you understand that. You understand like even the small things, the small groups, like they help you along the way.
Yeah.
And, clearly, your community has impacted you a lot, and you're giving it back.
Yeah.
That's the best thing. It's like you haven't forgot, your roots. And sometimes it's easy to do that. You kind of like, I want to be on the bougie party. I don't want to come back here. I don't want this life. But you realize it too. Like you're built and you are who you are because of your community.
Yeah.
She's 100%. Like, I'm here because of this. So I gotta, go back and do it.
You.
Yeah, for sure.
100%. Yeah.
It shapes you.
Draft night. What do you remember?
That was a legendary class, man.
Our class was. Our class was nice.
Okay,
listen.
I'm telling you, they talk about 84. They talk about 03. They talk about 96.
Yeah.
They got to give 09 their fucking flowers, bro.
Yeah.
There's a lot of Hall of Famers in that class.
Easy. And it's so crazy because whenever we see one another to this day, it's like, yo, we still holding it down.
Yeah.
It's like a thing.
You guys are the OGs now.
Yeah, we really holding it down. Like that's and that's one thing we kind of really hold each other accountable when it comes to holding that down from that class, because it's incredible just to see how, long we've been, at it, honestly. And a lot of those guys, like even like a James or Drew Holiday, right? We've been playing against each other since we was 11 years old, 12 years old.
It's amazing.
Like parents knowing each other, like it was that. So to see how far we done came and how much we accomplished being kids and having the same dreams, to see how far we came and still doing it, it's crazy.
Yeah. What do you remember? Like, would you?
Yeah.
What I remember 2 things. Obviously.
I'm sorry, I went on a tangent.
I'm
sorry.
I think for me, I remember being so stressed out in a sense of like, I remember when I got drafted, my phone wouldn't stop going off, like ringing. I'm gonna say it like this. First, getting drafted, putting the hat on was a dream come true.
Yeah.
But the other thing I remember is sitting there like, fuck, how am I about to pay this phone bill? I haven't got paid yet. Like, I'm gonna pay my cell phone bill. Like, for real. Like, now, like, everybody getting paid now. You got money now. But then, like, I didn't have
You were just a college kid,
Yeah, I
man. You
literally was a
living the
college
dream.
kid.
Right.
Like I remember getting my last $500 stipend a month prior. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, so it's like,
You had to make a stretch.
Right,
Yeah, I
right.
had to
You're
make
like,
a
dang,
stretch,
right,
like-
right. But someone got to
So-
give.
so it's like, I remember sitting there with the Toronto Raptor hat on in my suit and my phone going on. I'm like, shit, my phone bill, dude. How am I about to pay this? I hope I get paid. So,
That's crazy.
so those two things is what
Man.
what I
my
remember
gosh.
most.
God,
What I remember.
there really is beauty in the struggle. I
For
swear
real,
to
yeah,
God,
yeah.
man. Like,
There is. Oh.
but your phone's buzzing. You were probably being bombarded
Yeah,
by
yeah.
media
Oh,
questions. Same with you.
for sure. It's just,
Yeah.
it's just like,
You remember
never
that?
stops. It just,
yeah.
you had that moment and you take the picture and, you know, everyone remembers that. But then after that, it's like interview, this. You just
And
bopping
it's so
around.
crazy because it's like everything else was a blur. I just remember getting drafted, walking on stage, and next thing I remember is just being in Toronto doing a press conference. Everything in between is so much, so fast, and so much going on. And sometimes I be envious of the times now because so much is easily documented now. Like everything with social media, like it's gonna be great for these guys 15 years from now.
Look back.
Be able to see every step of the way that they went. For us, I remember they gave us, we had remember them little handheld cameras
Yeah.
with the
Yep,
USB on the side?
Yeah, on the
Oh,
side, you plugging
We
it
had
in.
we had those to walk around with and like
Oh, my
record.
God.
You know what I mean? That was the thing that we had. So if you lost it,
It gone.
it's gone.
Yeah.
You know what I
Oh,
mean?
the
Then
memories.
if you go back and look at it, the quality's so terrible.
Yeah.
You can't really.
Right,
you
you
can't
gotta
really
transfer
tell
it over.
nothing, so-
Hopefully, you have the, you know, the USB. It's just too much.
Yeah,
Nowadays,
Man.
the kids got like a posse and a crew to take their
Man, you
photos.
got everything.
Walking
They got a
around. They got an
whole-
entourage.
They got a whole production now. So you know what I mean? So
They got edits of them just walking.
Yeah.
right away.
That's crazy.
man.
Facts. Oh.
But yeah, so you get drafted to Toronto.
Yep.
Talk about basically a culture shock.
It was a big culture shock for me in a lot of ways because another part of the reason why I wanted to stay home too was I was looking at it like if I go to the NBA, it's a good chance I'm not going to be drafted by the Lakers or the Clippers.
I was about to say,
Like-
did you have a moment where like the Clippers were, because you know, no offense to the Clippers, but yeah, they picked number 1,
Yeah.
right? And then the Lakers, did they even have a early pick
I don't
that year? Because
even- I
they
don't
just came
think
off. They came off of finals.
Right.
Yeah, yeah. You
So-
know, they was already, yeah. I think, I'm not sure if I worked out for the Clippers or not, but everybody knew Blake Griffin
Yeah,
was
it
going
was
first.
yeah,
That
yeah.
was
Yeah.
like
The done
automatic.
deal, yep.
But I just knew I wasn't going to play home.
Golden State at 7.
I worked out for Golden State.
Mm.
I did work out for Golden State, but and it was crazy. I wanted to go to Toronto, honestly,
Wow.
because Toronto came and see me work out 2 weeks prior in Oakland. I was training in Oakland, and they came and watched me work out, private workout, and I remember killing it. And I remember the GMs was sitting there, and afterwards they was like, "If you at 9, we guaranteeing you
Wow.
9.
Man,
Like,
never knew that.
We guaranteeing you." Like, so
amazing.
from there, I was like, cool. Like I don't
That's
like
sick.
this is where I want to go. And it's crazy thing, like Minnesota had 2 picks, I think 4 or 5.
Yeah. Yeah, they
And they was trying to get me to work out a couple days before the draft, and I said no, because I wanted to, make sure I was there for Toronto, because I think New York was 8. I had worked out for New York. I didn't really want to go there. I was just hell bent on Toronto.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's
and it's
so
so crazy
interesting, man.
Because Twitter had just kind of really started coming around, being a thing. And I just remember all the time I got on Twitter before I was drafted, it was always Toronto. Toronto this. The embracement that I had was incredible. So I was like, all right, from that standpoint, and y'all give me a guarantee, this is where I want to be.
Yeah,
you
we're
know what I
locked
mean?
in.
Like, in me going there, that's where I wanted to go. It was nowhere else that I wanted to go other than Toronto.
That worked out
That's sick,
perfectly.
man.
Yeah.
Perfectly.
That's so crazy, T Dot. So you flew over to T Dot, man. Like, how was it? What was your like your first year in Toronto?
Man, it was hard. It was so hard because that was my first time ever away from home, away from family, away from I had nobody with me,
Damn.
nobody. It was just me. And that year I was the only rookie on the team, so like I remember having to live in a hotel for the first month and a half. I'm trying to figure out it's the first time I got to figure out how to wash clothes, and
Right.
like everything is so new. Trying to figure out, what to eat. I remember going downstairs on the street getting gyros, eating gyros every day because it was like I didn't know how to go to a restaurant,
Right.
get a nice meal, and then like that. Like I just wasn't used to it. So all I did was just stay in the gym all the time. all day in the morning. Like I was never in a rush to go do anything other than stay in the gym. So it gave me like to this day, like I go back to the gym during the season every single night. But it all stemmed from my rookie year when I was there by myself and I had to go back to the gym.
Yeah.
So I still do that same routine. So it just taught me a work ethic of just keeping the main thing because I was by myself.
Right.
Like I didn't get caught in distractions and none of that. So, you know, it worked out. But it was difficult in so many ways because like I remember my first winter came around. I didn't know how to dress. Yeah, like
real winter.
This is why I first seen like really felt cold. Like it was like
you a Cali kid going to the
yeah,
store.
like,
it wasn't
like
AC in the gym.
Yeah.
It was real winter.
Yeah.
Like first time I have a car, I got to drive in it. Like everything was nerve wracking. Like I remember my toes being about to freeze off because I'm wearing Chucks in the middle of December.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because I just don't know. I don't know. You know what I mean?
I mean, you were what, like 19?
I was 19, 20, yeah.
Oh my goodness.
That's
a whole new environment, man.
Like, there's no guidebook to that. You just got to be thrown into it.
Yeah.
Like, there's no like,
and that was the best way. Like I was glad I was just thrown into it and I had to learn on the go. And I'm glad I didn't have nobody with me to kind of handicap me in a sense because it helped me. It helped me grow up a lot more, you know what I mean? Because it was like, I listened to all the older vets. I was there. I used to sit and watch them, but at the same time, I see them when practice was over. I see them take a shower, put their stuff on, they out of there. And it's just me. I'm just sitting there like,
well,
I ain't got, I don't have nothing to do, you know what I mean? Well, I'm going to just chill here and the food here free. Let me just eat this. And, you know what I mean?
Sit that bread, go get fed, you know?
Like, I'm going to just come back here in like another 3-4 hours, do the same thing. So,
who were some of your vets?
Man, I had some cool vets. Reggie Evans.
Big body.
Big, but that was my dog.
Big body.
Reggie Evans. I remember he used to make me listen to Keisha Cole every single day. That was my OG. Jared Jack.
Jared
Jack. That's my
guy.
Another
bucket.
Another one of my close friends that held me down. I remember even with the story with Jared Jack, I remember I went to dinner with Jared Jack, Chris Bosh. I remember I went to go eat with the older guys one day at a nice restaurant. And we ordered food. They ordering stuff off the menu. Shit, I didn't know how to pronounce then and everything, right? So I'm eating it. So I wanted something sweet after dinner. So I tell the waiter, come here, I said, and do y'all have milk and cookies? Like, when I tell you all the OGs start laughing at me, making fun of me and everything, I had an embarrassing moment because I'm like, what's wrong with milk and cookies? Like, we had a 5-star restaurant. I'm asking for milk and cookies.
Right, no creme brulee, but I want milk and cookies.
Yeah, they was on my head. They was on my head making fun of me at my whole rookie year that I wanted milk and cookies. But that was just like a learning lesson for me. Like, man, they got real dessert here. I'm over there just asking for milk and cookies. So, like, all my vets, like Hito Turkoglu was another vet, Jose Calderon, like all those guys was my vet on the team because I literally was the only rookie. Like I didn't.
That's crazy. I didn't realize that.
Crazy.
Did you end up getting your milk and cookies?
Yeah, right.
I did, but I it was crazy. I remember not wanting to eat the whole thing. Cause I'm over there eating it, trying to like sip the milk, and like I'm like, nah, I can't keep doing this.
Not this restaurant.
I'm like, they making fun of me. So
they were on you in practice, huh?
Yeah, that was man. That was a hell of a year from every aspect for me. I ain't
DeMar DeRozan cookie connoisseur.
Yeah, man.
Right.
Interesting.
Speaking of, vets, mentors, we had to bring up Kobe. We obviously both have a special relationship, with him. He taught us so much in so many different ways. And I think most people think about on the basketball that he taught us. I think it's way more, and it's definitely deeper than that, all the conversations. And do you want to share any stories or insights, knowledge? I mean, obviously we could talk for days about this, but to hear your perspective, one, as a fan of yours, but I know the relationship you guys have.
Man. It's so many because like those moments always felt kind of like out of body in a sense because like, obviously just from the standpoint, like his rookie year when I was 7 years old, when I really could just sit there and understand basketball. So it wasn't a Laker game I missed because that was the Laker channel was the only time I could watch NBA growing up, not having cable. Yeah. So I used to watch every single game from his rookie year on. So when I was able to have that relationship with him on the court, it meant so much to me because he was the one who gave me like a realistic imagination that something could be done. So whenever it was times for me to talk to him or even listen to him, like I would be so locked in. I remember it's a picture out there where I think I was like 16. We was at his camp, and like
we had the picture.
You got it.
We had
I
the
was
picture.
just literally.
It's so
I'm literally. I had this save. I said, Jewell, I gotta know what he was telling you.
See, look how locked in I am.
You're locked in.
Like, and I made sure to sit in the front row.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, it was a thing.
That's amazing.
It was a thing. Like, I'm sitting there locked in, like every single word. And it was more so from the standpoint of like properly having the preparation you need to be not just a good player, a great player.
Mm.
And the details that you have to pay attention to soon as you step on the court, and he was always breaking down how he'll do one move in the same spot over and over and over and over and over and over and over. Like, no exaggeration.
Yeah,
it's like Marshall Lynch and over and over.
Yeah, like it was
again.
really that of like detailing like that. And I used to think he was crazy with a lot of stuff he did. So I was finally got in the gym with him and I seen what he did, and it was so obsessive and in particular with everything he did. And it was incredible because like I admired the way he approached basketball, and I never wanted to shortcut anything. So for me, that was always me listening to the stories was always more beneficial to me, because a lot of times like I used to just let him tell me whatever he may think. And it was a lot of times, especially by the time I got in a lead, he'd reach out and tell me something that he's seen that I didn't even realize.
Mm-hmm.
And now, you know what I mean? Like, he was really psychotic with his mindset towards the game.
Yeah.
And that's one thing that's always my favorite thing. You know what I mean? That mean a lot to me. I think one of my favorite all time moments was I remember my first All-Star, first year I made my first All-Star game, had a great year. He told me like, gave me words of encouragement and building off that. Mm-hmm. What to look forward to going in the playoffs, what to expect. Now you at this level, what comes with it and everything. And I remember that next year, 6 or 7 games into the season, I tore my groin.
Oh, shit.
Like, completely off the bone. I tore it. And I just remember when I got out the MRI, that same night, Cole hit me. Mm. And he was just telling me the preparation on the recovery, on coming back. Like, he was one of the first people to hit me and just gave me a breakdown of how to, shift your mind differently, and it's not all about you physically now. Like, and I remember he made me read a book called The Undefeated Mind. And I remember reading this book, and it gave me a different perspective on how to approach my recovery from a mental standpoint. And that was like one of my favorite moments, with him being the first person to hit me for that. So
that's so interesting, because from Jewell's perspective, everything she's told me is like, he is not only like the mentor, but he's also big bro. He's also someone you could lean on. He's also someone who give you advice at any time of the day. And it's not a lot of people know that, but if you're close with him, like, that's what he can do for you. And you had to earn it.
You had to earn it. And
had to.
It was two sides of that I always appreciated with him. And I was telling my cousins this the other day, like, we were just having a conversation. I was like, when Cole, he had to really respect you and to give you any type of knowledge first and foremost. And that took a lot to have, like, you know what I mean? But on the other end, to see him later in his career start to open up towards everybody, that was a cool thing for me, because he showed his human side. Like, it was like the cake was taking off when, think about his last year when, he'll sit there, sign everything for everybody, stop the game and talk to everybody except, the congratulations, everything that everybody had for him there. It was like he finally put the cape down, and to me that was a cool part, and like one of my favorite moments too is, you know, being able to present him with a lot of stuff. His last All-Star game in Toronto.
Oh, yeah.
2016, that was like a moment to where I remember he sat there in the back. Everybody got their own individual picture with him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He signed every individual All-Star jersey for one of us. Like, you know, it was like you seen the other side of him.
Yeah.
That was the cool part because we see the, you know, the Black Mama side, which was incredible. But to see the other part, you know, when, you know, he started to bring his daughters out, have them being on the court All-Star weekend, like that was the special Kobe that, you know, we knew that was there.
Right.
But, you know, and that was kind of like my favorite moments to be able to like experience that side.
Yeah, no, for sure. Like he, like you said, like he was like a superhuman.
Yeah.
But then you saw the human part, and that's what made it like this mind blowing. It's like, how can this guy? People couldn't like if you were to explain it to anyone else who didn't know Kobe, like, is he really like that? Like they wouldn't believe it. So, like they only saw, you know, what they saw on the court.
Business
right?
first.
So we saw both sides. It was like, yeah, no, he really is. You know, but it wasn't our story to tell.
Yeah.
Like it was his, and the way he did it was like the best way.
It was incredible.
Yeah.
It was, and those some of my favorite moments was, you know, him on his way out, accepting the appreciation that, you know, we always had for him, but now you see everybody have that for him, man. That was cool. So for me to share a personal relationship and also to see that in a lot of moments, like it's cool because I was telling somebody this the other day. I said, there's only been 2 people I've ever been around that feel like you walking like it's like a
god.
It's like
like a demigod.
Really, it's like godly figure. It's Jordan and Kobe. You know what I mean? And it's the craziest it's the craziest thing. Like, you know, so, you know, bless Cole, you know, his you know, his daughter, everything. But yeah, it'll never be another Kobe.
I mean, he's a competitor and you're a competitor.
Yep.
So that being said, that's the mentor side of Kobe. What about in between those lines?
Oh my God.
The matchups.
The matchups.
I gotta hear about the matchups, man.
In the league?
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's so crazy. And I'm glad I was on the East for the majority of my, but
because you caught him in his prime. You caught him in those last few years that prime.
Listen, I caught a lot of like I remember being in LA. We played here in LA. I remember we had him beat. We was beating him in. It's a comeback game. I forgot what he ended with. But I remember he started hitting all these crazy shots. And I remember every time he was winding up to shoot, you hear the crowd saying, oh, like you hear
that's
like,
so
like you feel it. And you just knew like him getting a shot off, it was going in. Like,
oh my God.
We had that, like, it was that, like,
here we go.
The ball ain't even went in, and it's just like the deflating feeling that he had. I forgot what game it was, but it was here in LA. We was playing the Lakers, and he just went on a crazy streak in the winning game. We went into overtime.
Was that the game? Oh,
come on, Danny!
Come on, Danny! I remember he hit like crazy threes, and there was one where he pump
fake,
and I don't know who the defender was. It Roger Mason?
No, it was Allen Anderson.
Allen Anderson.
He was guarding him,
and he pumped.
Yep, for the 3. It was on the wing. He got it, bro. That whole game, I'm telling you, it was. You hear every shot was like,
that is to hear the
and you knew it was coming too because they were down.
Gosh.
Nash bringing up the ball is going to Kobe.
Yep.
You know, they don't run the offense anymore at this point. Everyone's clearing out.
You just know you give them the ball. That was one time. It was one time in Toronto where literally like we just came down, we hit a bucket, we up like 1. And I remember they called a timeout. He walked past our bench and he said, "You left me too much time." I swear you can find it. And he comes back. He gets the ball, dribble baseline, fade away, hits the shot, and walk right past our bench. And it was just like
what do you
do at that moment, man?
And you're like, you probably did.
Just like,
you know, like damn.
I'm telling you, the scouting. I remember
like,
this.
How was the scouting report?
This was a scouting report. This true story, no exaggeration. This was a scouting report with Cole. Whatever he do tonight, you won't be the first or the last it happened to. Just know that. Just keep that in mind.
Damn.
Whatever shot he make on you, it won't be the first. It won't be the last.
Yeah.
Just keep playing. Like, that was a scouting report. It wasn't nothing you could do.
And people don't have him in the top 10. Don't have him in the top 3. Don't have him in the top 5. It's crazy.
That pisses me off more than anything.
Man.
Like, I really, like, I tell myself, I just keep my comments to myself when I see that because it really pisses me off when people say that. One, because it's nobody else who had the aura like a Kobe when it stepped out there on the court. And things, the will, the motivation, the drive that he had at the most highest level to compete, that's what you want to see every single day. For him to have 5 rings, to him to make it a thing to where it was like, nah, I got 3 with Shaq. Nah, I need to get my own.
Yeah.
And he wasn't going to stop until he got his own. And to see him, you know, do that, it was incredible. Him on his own, like will his way to go get 2 more championships, and everything he did in between, his stardom, everything about Kobe, you just don't, I just don't think you will see that in somebody else.
I agree.
Yeah.
It's not even close. I mean, I said when I was like, I don't want to talk to nobody. Like, this is dumb.
That's why
I was like, I'm off. I can't do social media no more. That official. Like,
I don't know who makes these lists, but like, you're a historian of the game.
Yeah.
You watch basketball. You mentioned you watched 80s basketball, 90s basketball, right? And you watched the 2000s and all that. If you don't have Kobe in your top 5, are you either a hater, a non-ball knower, or like you don't watch ball, or what? Or like, or maybe you're a peer, you played against him and maybe you didn't think he was that good. But like, why leave him out the top 5? He has to be at least top 5.
I mean, we all would agree who the greatest player of all time. It could be arguably Michael Jordan, right?
Mike.
Yes.
Who the closest thing to Michael Jordan?
Kobe.
Kobe.
Easy math.
That's like 1 + 1.
Yeah.
In every type of skill set wise, you go tit for tat with him. When you go, if we going off rings, he won less than Jordan.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's like, what we going off? You know what I mean? What we going off? And I think the standard of what he based hard work on is great in itself. You know what I mean? The teaching tool that he had within that of understanding what comes with hard work on a consistent basis, what it could turn you into, is such a great learning lesson that we don't get from a lot of our greats from any type of sport. You know what I mean? Really, really making you believe a mentality and what comes with it. You know what I mean? I think that'll, it's just so many different standards that makes him so great that upsets me when you put him so low for
what reason?
For what reason? That, you know what I mean?
Unreal. I mean, I know Danny has one big question about your shoes.
Oh yeah. Okay, you or Kobe? You have probably the sickest Kobe like PE collection.
Easily. No,
but,
easily.
You know, you have like these sickest Kobe colorways and everything, and especially with the lows. And I see you, and you wear them so loosely.
Yeah.
Well, why don't you tie your shoes, bro? Like
I've been like that since a kid.
But like, how do you hoop that hard? And then you're like, it's not like you're a standstill shooter. You're an explosive athlete.
I plan a new shoe every game. You know how like some people like breaking their shoes in?
Yep.
Because they like it loose. Like me, I like my shoes tight fit.
Okay.
So I gotta wear like, maybe you'll get 2 wears out of me, but for the most part, I gotta wear a new shoe so my shoe feels snug on my feet. And with that, I don't need to tie them.
That's so crazy.
He was so frustrated. He's like, I don't get it.
I don't get it. It's like
he's like,
it's like this is like a pretty decent loop, right? And it's kind of tight, but like it's like yours is like not.
I take it out of loop. I take it out the top loop. Like everything. I just.
That's so funny.
I've been like that, but it also started from when I was young. I remember when I got some basketball shoes. I remember some Jordan 9s I got, and I didn't want to crease them because they was my school shoes and my basketball shoes too. So I was like, if I play in them, I don't want to tie them too tight. I want them still look new and all that. And it just carried on from there. But those are 2 reasons why I don't tie my shoes.
That's so crazy.
I really don't, and it's so crazy because I be in games and if I'm by the visitor bench, you will hear somebody say it. Like, he really don't tie his shoes. like you really don't.
I'm telling you, we see it from fucking on the TV.
Yeah, I can't tie.
No, I get it. I mean, I don't like my, like, right above the ankle. If it's too tight, I'm like, so I always loosen that. I don't double knot. I kind of just let it be.
Let it be, yeah.
I mean, I get slip out of my shoes easy. Like, it probably happens once, like every couple games, like a shoe comes off. But it happened actually the other game.
Yeah.
I was running back, someone stepped on my shoe, came off, and they're like, "You don't tie your shoes?" I'm like, "Not that tight."
Yeah.
Like, it's not
my foot to breathe a little bit, bro.
It's not soccer. Like, I don't know. Like, I feel fine.
Especially in the lows, bro. Like, I don't know how you did that.
Yeah.
I don't know how you
get
did
really
that.
frustrated with that
But
too.
you had some of the sickest colorways. And like you play, and for the teams you played for too, I feel like.
Yeah.
You had like the red pair when you played for Toronto. And I think, did you wear them on the Bulls too? That red, like the red ones.
Yeah. I had them.
Those are nasty, bro.
What's crazy, I was so lucky, even the backstory with that, how that came about. Even if you go back to when I was in college, you know, Cole gave us the first college PEs too to wear. off our, you know, our relationship in a sense. I used to get Kobe's. You go back to my high school. I used to wear Kobe's nobody had in high school.
Yeah.
And he used to give me his shoes personally.
Damn.
I used to get his, I remember he used to give me his Kobe 2s when they came out. I used to wear them in college. And so it started from there. So by the time I got to the league, it was a year where I wore Jordans a lot.
Yeah, you did used to hoop in like retros. That's crazy.
I used to do retros because I used to try to do the whole king of the court thing. Like, you know what I mean? Like, so and I had so many Jordans, so I used to rock those too. But it got to a point to where, like, you know, Kobe started to make the shift and, you know, want to have, like, you know, a Kobe brand. And from our relationship, it kind of reverted back to, you know, I'm getting certain Kobe's here and there. Then I don't know if y'all remember Nike had the Nike IDs.
Yes. Oh, that was a game changer.
That was a game changer.
Woo.
So
shoes you'll never buy.
So
design them and like.
If you was a Nike athlete, like I was hipped on to it early, to where it was like, you know, you get a comp. Depending on who you are, you get an X amount of comp on a website. So I was so bored in Toronto. I used to sit. I would make hundreds of like colorways. I'm talking about all different type of colors, mix it up. I used to, like, you name it, I had them all lined up. So Nike ID was a big thing. So that caught on big with the shoe because the shoe started getting popular. Then, you know, I think Kobe had his view on, you know, the Kobe brand. Then it got to a point to where I think one year I did like a some on Twitter where I let fans design like 20 pair of Kobe's, and I was gonna wear them. So that was a thing. The next thing you know, Kobe started doing, I don't know if you remember the tweets where he randomly tweeted like all of us like a goal. So from there it was like, you know, he started a brand, but people don't realize when he started doing the shoes, he was hurt a lot. That's when he started getting hurt a lot. So I used to get a lot of the ones he was supposed to basically, you know, premiere.
Oh, wow.
Like, so I'm wearing them now, you know, whether we going in the playoffs. I remember I was first one to wear the 9s, the high top 9s.
High top 9s,
like all that. So it started to be a thing to where it was like, okay, all right, you, Isaiah Thomas, certain handful of guys started to get PEs and starting to access, like, you know, which ones you like, colorways, creativity towards it. And it just kind of like built up from there. And I think I just was able to be able to take mine to like a different level. You know, I got to give a shout out to, you know, Cole for that. And even Nico was my guy. He made sure when it came down to the Nike, you know, deal, them two made sure like I was the front runner of that when it all started.
Yeah. Even with that too, like that was still like Kobe's community. And to get in that community, like once you're in it, you were in there. It was super tight.
Small.
Like it was.
Then it was so small because like you had to be like
you got to be one of them ones.
It was even way smaller than it was like, oh, you lucky. Like,
so when you guys had workouts, then for the Kobe community, I know you worked out, you worked out them, but like, what other pros like came with? I know, like, for example, was like Kawhi Leonard with you or anyone like that?
No, it was always like, you know, by myself. I remember one summer, it was just randomly, like Kobe had called up, like, it was me, James Harden. I forgot who else it was to have like a late night open run.
Oh, sick.
To come to the gym. And we pulled up late night. It was like LMU out here. I think we was in high school. I think we both was in high school. I think I was going to my junior year. I think James was a senior, if I'm not mistaken. And Kobe used to, you know, get us together for that, you know, just randomly. So
yeah, like when we were working out, I'd be in LA, whatever, you know, text my phone randomly, like, here's the gym location, here's the time.
Yeah,
and you're like,
simple as that. Yeah.
Yep.
It was like, it was.
It would know, like, hey, can you? Or if you want to, it was like.
No. Yeah, it was, everything was straight to the point. Yeah. Every single thing. It wasn't, don't ask no questions, don't this. If this is what you just be there. You know what I mean? Don't be late. You better be early.
Yep.
Everything. Like, it was.
You had to be on it.
It was wild.
Did you guys ever intertwine on workouts?
No.
Is that how you guys met?
Not yet.
No, not yet.
What?
Nah.
How'd you guys meet then?
Just through passing. It's like, I think our community is such a small community. And you know what's crazy? It was even, I remember a while, like, this was when I was with San Antonio and I had the San Antonio PEs. And I remember she was one of the first ones wearing it. Having it. And I was, like,
those were the 5s? Yeah.
I was like, that was always dope to me because I always paid attention to that. And I always used to look like that was dope when I started seeing it being played. Like y'all starting to wear it in y'all league. That was like dope to me. You know what I mean? I think I went to a game when y'all played here too, and you had them on. Y'all played here. This was a couple years ago, but yeah, a lot of stuff like that. It's like you know each other already.
Yeah.
You know, and the community is so small.
Definitely.
I feel like you guys have been like friends forever.
Yeah,
sort of. Like those stories I'm hearing, it's like so similar. I'm like, that's what that
it's
sounds
so
really
crazy.
familiar.
It's so crazy because it's like it's the same. It's the same path. You do the same thing, and at the end of the day, it's like you be fans of one another. It's the simple. You know what I mean? It's the crazy thing. Rather, especially for me, like I love hoop from every step of the way. Women's high school, college. Everything. Like I'm into it. My daughter, like every morning I take my daughter to go work out. She get me up in the morning to want to go work out and everything. Like she be locked into it. You know what I mean? So I'm for sure a fan of it.
Love that. And make sure you guys like and subscribe to The Warehouse. But speaking of your daughter, she became pretty famous in Chicago.
Yeah.
Pretty famous in Chicago. We talked about it. So I'm like, so is that a proud dad moment? Is that an embarrassing dad moment? Like, is it like, and then you look at her and you give her the look, like,
DeMar's
the scream.
Tell them if they don't already know what she's famous for.
Yeah, shout out to my oldest daughter, DR. Like, so crazy because I'm in Chicago. We playing in play-in game versus Toronto. I remember all week, my daughter was begging me could she go to the game because that was like, you know, it was a time. It was kind of like playoff game, playing game. That was a big game, and you know, my daughter basically kind of grew up there. You know, and like when I played there in Toronto, she was always there. Like that was my road dog every step of the way when I was in Toronto. Like she was with me, so she wanted to, you know, be there in Toronto just experience. And I remember for a week straight, I kept saying like, no, like no. You got school. No, that's too far for you to come a game. No. Kept saying no. She kept asking me. And I was like, all right, you can come. So she comes to the game and we playing in the game. I don't notice while we playing. I don't notice. It was a time they was missing free throws and I was running back. I literally was running and OG is running backwards and he was like, man, tell your daughter to stop yelling at me. I'm like, what you talking about? Like, every time we shoot free throws. So every time they shot free throws after that, I hear her and they missing free throws. So I'm like, oh shit, it's working. Like, you know what I mean? I'm like, it's really working. But like,
and here's the voice you're hearing when Raptors shoot. She's screaming.
And while sometimes the ball still went in, often enough the Raptors missed.
To me, it's normal because my daughter she plays all day. She's silly. She has the most outgoing personality. Like she crazy. So I'm not thinking nothing of it when she doing it. I'm just like, oh, it's working. They missing free throws. Like, so I remember when they won, team security comes up to me and was like, yo, we got to get your daughter. We got to take her on the court, take her out this way. You know, it's a lot going on. I'm like, what? So at the same time, I got to do post-game interview. So they asked me, it's like, yeah, your daughter this, you know, she got them to miss this many free throws and this. So I'm still not thinking nothing. I'm like, y'all probably just heard it on the broadcast or something. I'm just like happy we won a game. So I get back to my phone. My daughter's viral, like literally viral, like all over the place. Like, I'm like, what? I'm looking on Instagram, Twitter. She everywhere screaming. They got her like locked in with the LeBron meme, serious face, and her. I'm like, what is going on? Like, it's tripping me out. So I remember we stayed the night in Toronto that night, and went back to the hotel. I'm talking to her, and she was so hyped. Like, yeah. Y'all won because of me. That's how she was looking at it.
Let me remind you real quick.
Yeah. So and that's how she is. She's like, yep, y'all won. You welcome. So it was a whole thing. So that whole night, I'm talking about United Airlines, like tweeting me saying, if your daughter need a free ticket to the next game, we got her. I think she was getting requests to go on like TV shows.
my
It was so
gosh.
much going
Yeah.
on. So now dad mode kicked back in and like protecting my daughter. I'm like, no, you not. No,
Right,
slow down.
right.
Slow down. It's too much going on. I'm not about to have you go do this and go do this. This like, nah, slow down.
That's so funny.
So it was a whole thing. Even we played Miami next, and it was a whole thing like, you got to bring your daughters to the game.
Yeah.
She got to come to the game. Like, whatever. I remember the owner even hit me, was like, yo, you need me to have your daughter go to the game? Like, so it was definitely
That's
a
funny.
cool,
Yeah.
it was a cool, proud moment for me because I seen how excited and how locked in to the game she was. And like, that was dope to me because
That's so sick.
especially being in Toronto, it just took me back to the place. So I remember she was a baby. Like,
Oh,
you
wow.
know, so now to see her locked in, doing that and
Full circle.
it was crazy. It was crazy.
Full circle moment in Chicago. She was Chicago's good luck charm.
Yeah, for sure.
facts.
And
We were like,
what's crazy,
let's go.
everywhere we went for probably like a year after that, they didn't care about me. They cared about her. Like everybody
sick.
was like so hyped to see her and everything. So that was cool.
What was your experience like in Chicago? Like
Man.
we're from there.
Yeah.
And we want to know,
Yeah.
like, you know,
Man,
we grew up watching the Bulls and everything. So
Chicago, obviously Toronto sits alone, but Chicago was my favorite place to play basketball, sports, anything. Chicago was a special place, man, because, you know, obviously we just had, you know, it was just us in Toronto.
Yeah.
You know, it was just us. You know, you got hockey there. Hockey was always
Yeah.
big.
Yep.
It was like those two things. But being in like a place like, even when I played in San Antonio, it was just us.
Yeah.
It was just the Spurs. Going to Chicago, you got all major sports there.
yeah.
Yep.
It's such a historic sports town as it is, to where any type of excitement to get those fans to root for, you gonna feel it.
Right.
And the way we had Chicago rocking, man, it was
Oh
it
my
was
It was
God.
insane.
It was incredible. Like,
Yeah.
you know, especially for me, it was so much like after being traded, being in San Antonio for for 3 years, and, you know, having a bubble year, you know, so much was going on, you know. So for me to finally, first time in my career, pick somewhere to go
Yeah.
and going to Chicago, and, you know, what we did there, especially, you know, before Lonzo got hurt, us
Yeah.
being number one.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Like it was incredible just how we had that place rocking. It was so nostalgic just going there because
Yeah.
like it's Jordan.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
Like,
so you
how's
think
Jordan?
about it,
Yeah,
Jordan. You
you
see
see
Jordan
the
this, you see the
baby.
Bulls.
Yeah.
Like, so it had your swag on 1,000
Yeah.
already. Like for
Right.
me, that's how I walked into it. Like, yo, I want to get this place rocking.
Yeah.
Like, and that's what we did, man. So I had so much fun playing in Chicago because you felt that aura, you felt it every single day putting on that Chicago Bulls jersey.
Yeah.
That was
And you
fun.
basically, since like the Rose days, you guys had to jump it from then.
Yeah,
And it was an
man.
exciting time in Chicago. I swear, like
Amazing.
you hitting back-to-back game winners.
Yeah,
and-
Yeah.
just it felt so
Yeah.
surreal. Like it really felt like out of body because it's like I'm telling you, every day I walk in that place, whether it's practice facility, it's like you want to embody the ghost of
Mike.
MJ.
Yeah.
Like you want
Yeah.
to, like you feel it, like, and it's so crazy because I remember one day I was watching what's the show called with Jordan? The Last
Last
Dance.
Dance.
Last Dance.
I was watching Last Dance one day when I was playing Chicago at home, and my kids walked in and said, "You watching yourself play?" And I was like, "Nah, this is The Last Dance." You know what I mean? But
That's
it's
a
like,
flex
Yeah.
right there, man.
it's like, you know what I mean? Because they don't know the history behind it,
Right.
but they just see like, you know, that's the arena. That's,
Right. They know
that's,
everything
Yeah.
else.
that's it. Y'all about to play, like, and it's like, nah, this is what it started from, like, you know. So it was cool to be able to have that experience in Chicago.
Yeah.
Man, I had a great time. One of my favorite times in my career playing there.
You had an amazing season that year too.
Yeah.
And I
Yeah.
think the whole narrative behind that, remember we were talking
Yeah.
like, you know, coming in, the outside media, DeMar's a little older now.
Yeah.
How is he going to transition to this game? And, playing with a guy like Lonzo, ball
Yep.
dominant, or not ball dominant, actually, I'm sorry, playing with like Zach LaVine, ball
Yeah.
dominant guard and all that. How you guys make that work? Like you guys had it, like,
Man, that
you
was-
guys were number one seed at one point.
Yeah, we was, but I wish, I hated for Lonzo to go through everything he
Yeah.
had to go through with his career with injuries because, it sucks to, what if, but, I don't know, it was a conversation, it was just a conversation that we had. I remember before I even went, obviously Vooch was there, so I
Mhm.
was able to call Vooch and have a conversation with him. And I was able to, reach out to Zach at the time before I even went, because I wasn't sure if Zach even was going to be there. And and Zach was in the Olympics.
Yep.
He was over there getting ready for that. And I asked him, like, you know, if we do this, man, let's make it work. There's gonna be a lot of people say this, and we just came together. Me and Zach relationship, everybody relationship on the team. We just was like that out the gate, and it made everything simple.
Yeah, and that was a squad too, like fully healthy. You guys had like Caruso.
Oh my God,
Kobe White. You guys had who's it? Javante Green. Lockdown.
We had everything. We had every element, man. That was a cool thing about it, like, because we were so cool. We were so cool too.
Yeah.
You know, to me, every great team that I've been on, we all been locked in, like from the gate, and that's what we had. You know, and we kind of just embraced everything from there.
Do you think if you guys stayed fully healthy, how far do you guys
that first year?
Like, realistically?
It was to a point to when we was healthy before Lonzo got hurt and everything, like, our confidence and belief was through the roof. It was nobody we felt like we couldn't beat.
Yeah.
Like, we had that mentality. We had everything. Like, we had everything to fit everybody emotion. You know what I mean? We had a Caruso to, you know, he really was like the anchor and the leader for us. You know what I mean?
Wow.
Like, in a sense of, like, you know, because you got Alonzo. Lonzo's he's so great at what he do, but he's so quiet. You know, he's not the typical point guard. He's not the CP. You know,
directing traffic,
talking. But he the assassin in the whole thing. Like, he gonna go out there, he gonna make everything easy.
Yeah.
Caruso was the one we used to look to, like, what you need us to do. Like, that was our dog. That was our, like, pit bull. Like,
he was in the trenches, man.
Yeah, like we had every element of an attitude that fits so perfect that gave us the belief that we could beat any and everybody. Like, you know, and I think it just got deflated once we realized, like, we was losing Zoe. Zach was dealing with injuries.
Yeah.
And, you know, everything kind of like snowballed from there.
Yeah. You know, when we were trying to figure out who we want on this podcast and, like, building the culture out and the journeys and the stories of really, like, what impacts us, it's hard for me not to bring up, you know, your book. And, you know, I think, you know, mental toughness is something that's always talked about. You gotta be mentally tough. Like, our mentor, Kobe, everything's, like, mentally tough, but you also have to be, you know, mentally aware too of what you need. And our lifestyle and our job is not easy. No. And everything we do gets criticized. Everything we do gets analyzed. And, you know, a lot of other jobs aren't like that. But to go through, you know, the day-to-day struggles of understanding, you know, confidence, or people dealing with anxiety, depression. I mean, being the big moment and the pressurized, you know, what really inspires you to write your book? And, man, you know, it's a great book, by the way.
Thank you. Appreciate it. I think just vulnerability, you know, wanting to kind of be broken down again, in a sense. I think I had got to a point to where, like, I got so self-aware in the sense of, like, everything that I've been through and made it through, me being vulnerable or trying to be vulnerable it's not going to make me feel anything less than, you know. And I think from there, that's where, like, the process kind of started, because you really start to realize how much stuff you've been covering up emotionally that we got to carry, whether if it's, you know, something happened, you got to move on quick from it. You know, it's kind of like basketball. You know, you can't think about the last shot you missed. You got to move on. You got to move on. If it's a tough game, you got to move on, go to the next one. And we kind of carry that over with life at times, to where, you know, you will stockpile so much stuff and cover it up like it isn't there, until something kind of, you know, force it all out. And now you don't know how to control it. So for me, like, I just had so many moments and so many days where it's just like, yo, I'm just screaming at the top of my lungs, or I find myself overly aggressive towards something for no reason, or I'm taking out, you know, a mood on somebody that don't deserve it, you know, and it all comes from me, you know, hiding behind so much stuff. You know, we put on this mask, you know, so much to hide from the things that do attack us, that won't allow us to be vulnerable, because we feel like somebody's going to attack that. So for me, it was just like, I want to be better, because even me doing the book, I realized how much stuff and how much further I still need to go. You know what I mean? Like, it opens up a whole nother emotions that I don't think I would have even realized without me attempting to do this book. You know what I mean? To where, whether if it's family, friends, relationships, self, how to be a better son, be a better friend, be a better, everything. It kind of unlocks everything from a whole different dynamic. And sometimes you got to just, back to your point, sometimes you just got to jump out there and see and not allow the outside to, depict what you do or don't do, and I think for me, I just want to kind of set the bar and show that it's okay being vulnerable, because the next person can help you and you can help the next person too. So that was my attempt, and it's still a work in progress. I tell myself that every single day of just trying to find that way to keep moving it forward as best as I can.
Yeah. I mean, that's really, for me, it's like you would ask me even 3 years ago, hey, want to do a podcast? I mean, you asked, I was like, no.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to talk. Like, it's a lie. You say the wrong thing, then it's everywhere.
It's everywhere.
It gets weird.
Same with the book. That's how it was with the book.
Yeah, like, it's like, and I realized, like, well, there's a lot of stories that need to be told because you can learn a lot from it. And this is a way that I can be vulnerable in a space, but also connect with people who've gone through this similar things and connect. And it's still intimidating. It's still not comfortable, be on here and talking and sharing. But the way you do it and how you do it in a safe space, and also knowing that it's going to impact other people, that's where I'm like, okay, like someone's going to read the book, someone's going to hear this podcast and be like, okay, like I'm inspired by this, I could do this. And that's where I'm like, okay, even if I feel comfortable in this like space, or I don't feel comfortable with whatever, like someone else is going to benefit from it. And that's where I feel like it's really
even
cool.
If it's one person, you know what I mean? And if it's one thing that I could try to attempt to do that I could fail at least that give me a understanding, like I failed, this is how I need to fix it. You know what I mean? So me just gaining every type of knowledge, every type of way of just attempting and trying something instead of being myself and just holding so much stuff in, because we don't get nowhere by just holding it all in. And I still have my ways where I hold stuff in, you know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
And I tell everybody, like, I'm far from like perfect when it comes to it. Like, I know I come out and I speak, but I still have so many of my own issues that I'm dealing with, I'm trying to figure out. But me just attempting any type of vulnerability is allowing me to be open and try to find those things and work at those things and be better. So
definitely,
that's very inspiring, and it's like you inspired your peers too.
Yeah, and to be honest with you, that's the most gratifying thing that I didn't even know would have been a thing. Whether if it's young guys or guys older than me that done came to me and said, "Man, you doing this, help me with this," and it's like that means more than anything.
Wow.
You know what I mean? And it's like I never would have expected that. Like I was doing something out the selfishness of my own emotions.
Right.
This is me like screaming out for help that I've been holding in, and now knowing I help you with this gives me even more hope that I'm doing something right. And I hope the next person look at it the same way too.
Yeah.
No, for
it's
sure.
A way to inspire another community.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. I mean, it's way bigger. Like, basketball takes you so many places, but your presence and your story will lead to so many different nations. It's like that's what carries. And I mean, what's next? What's next for you? Like, what else are you striving for?
It's what's crazy. Like I'm so, how most people like to plan out things, schedule things. Like, I'm the opposite. I hate it because I never want nothing to block something by me thinking me doing this is greater than something I don't even know there, because everything that ever great happened to me happened without me planning.
Unplanned.
Unplanned.
Man.
Like the greatest things that ever happened to me happened unplanned. And I couldn't even plan that even if I tried to. You know what I mean? Like, so
unplanned's the goal, man.
Yeah. So a lot of times I kind of just like I just be in a moment. And if I know whatever I'm being in that moment is authentically and genuinely me, something great will come in front of me and point me in the right direction to do whatever it is I need to do. You know what I mean? And that's just how I view it. Like, to your point, like I never in my life would have thought I'd write a book.
Yeah.
Never. Like, never. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I felt like if I would have had a plan, like, I'm going to write a book. I'm going to have a premeditated thought towards writing that book and trying to make it perfect instead of making it like, nah, I'm flawed because me doing a book, I realized I missed out on so much stuff that I didn't know was there until I wrote the book. And I'm like, damn, I gotta correct this. I gotta fix this. I gotta have this conversation with this person. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, and that brings a whole different light and open up a whole nother chamber or something that I wouldn't even known that was there if I would have premeditated this book. You know what I mean? So for me, I just really just be, you know what I mean? Like I just be.
I mean, that clearly is working.
Yeah.
We're not going to change it. And, thank you for taking the moment to be with us.
No, thank you.
It's really cool just to chop it up, learn. I learned a lot of new things today. Hopefully, obviously, the viewers did too. But, we have to make sure to let you know you're part of the warehouse now. You're part of our community now. You're welcome anytime. Anytime you want to come on here, you want to go through something, like, let us know.
Gotcha.
Obviously, we're supporting it all the time. You know that. But, we really do appreciate it. Taking the time and everything.
Man. Thank y'all.
Anytime
DeRozan,
you need
everybody.
me,
I'm there. I'm coming to see you play tomorrow.
Yeah, let's go.
I got you.
Thank you, DeMar.
Appreciate you.
Always.
Thank you, brother.
Yeah.
Thank you, man.
That was awesome, man. That's cool.